I don't know. You had a headline come through it.
And it stopped it? Okay.
No, it didn't stop. People still on there, I guess.
We're back, y'all. I don't know what happened.
Did we click everybody off? Yeah, because it's coming back up again.
Okay.
Uh-oh, yeah. Oh, that one person.
All right. Sorry, you all. We had a slight interruption there. And I don't know why we did, because I got all my tools to make sure everything was in place. But we're back. Yeah, I see you guys. It's new. Yeah, right.
Tell everybody to come back.
Tell everybody to come back. We're back. I'm not sure what happened.
Add some people, send some requests that tell them to come back. So I guess we'll start over with, when we get the original people, get the people back, we'll explain it again, because some people did ask at the end what was going on.
Yeah, so I see the people are coming back. So we'll just cover that once again. So we had the opportunity, Principal Langlois, Principal Armstead, to go down to Nashville and actually submit an appeal that included 12 recommendations that were initiated by us. Okay, so we actually as a school decided these are 12 things that we can do to ensure that Austin East performs with good sportsmanship and that our athletic department is following those guidelines.
He says it's not public to share. Did you say it is public?
It should be.
I thought it was.
But yeah, because I see people sharing it now, so I appreciate that.
Okay, yeah, it is.
All right. So did I not tag you in it? Do I still need to tag some people? What does that button do?
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. What about that one?
I don't know. Don't touch it either. No.
No, I'm watching I'm watching it now. It says with Pam Campbell, right?
Yeah, we're on there. He was trying to share it off of her, share it on his page. He said we're good now.
You need some holy water? You need some blessed oils? Okay. Pam. All right. So what that means, in June, the TSSAA will see if we actually followed through with what we said. And if we have, then there's a very good opportunity for them to lift that ban, and we will resume as normal for the next season. Now, we do have the ban for this season to give us time to see if we're going to get our act together or whatnot, but then next season. So the media, you know what I mean, they didn't really explain it that way, and we grabbed hold to the headlines and got upset. But actually, they did have a reconsideration for it. So are there any questions still out there for what's going on at this point? And we're going to need everybody to be involved and support those recommendations. And Monday at 6 o'clock at Austin East, they're going to share those. And then after that meeting, I'll post them for you as well, because we'll need everybody to be involved to make sure that our kids have a fair chance in getting back and getting this ban lifted and getting back into regular play for next season. We got any okay, we're good?
Yeah.
All right, so are there any questions? Is everybody good with that?
I don't know if everybody's saying, because somebody just texted me and asked what did they say?
What did who say?
At the what's name?
At the meeting?
Yeah, at the meeting.
They said that they will consider our recommendations, and in June, if we adhere to those recommendations, then we can issue another appeal, and it is possible they will lift the ban for the 2019 season. Okay? So how are we going to help our kids stay safe? Stay safe where? What do you mean as far as how are we going to help our kids stay safe? That was one of the questions. You mean stay safe at the games, or
stay safe exactly where?
And our kids, are we speaking of students at Austin East or students that play Austin East? How do we keep our kids from fighting? Well, basically, we need to give them some coping strategies. We understand that. One of the things that often happens, and it's been traditional, is that students provoke those kids and they respond. So we're going to try to figure out some ways to give them some strategies so that it doesn't escalate into a fight. Now, that's why it's going to take the community, the parents, the fans, and teammate, responsibility. And Pam and I talked about this, like, we know each other well. She knows when I'm about to pop off. I know when she is. So You know what I mean? I can kind of look out for that. She can look out for me. We're going to have to ask our teams to do that for each other as well.
Right. Sometimes you just have to, you may not want to, but in that situation, you just have to, you know, ignore some of the comments that the other players may say, because they will, you know, with them knowing that it's a possibility for them to be on probation, and it's a possibility, you know, it could make things worse. They will probably try to provoke them. They did it there was no sanctions on offense before, so they always, you know, they tend to try to provoke them. So they just have to learn how, like she said, coping, you know, de-escalate. You know, just if you need to tell the coach, you need to come out, calm down. You know, we don't want it. We don't want it to ever, you know, escalate that like this one did.
Got me a fan.
She said, "Can y'all help me not to pop off?"
You know what? Look, Denzel said we definitely need to figure out how we can go about teaching the athletes not to react when we know other teams are going to antagonize the players. Let me tell y'all, and it's bad. It's real. And some of you, and maybe that aren't on here right now, but some people that have been very judgmental about how our kids responded may not know what it's like to be called the N-word, to be spit on, and other things. And so that's a very real, concern that we have as well. Right. You know, I don't know how I would do, but I'm going to go to the classes and try to find some coping strategies as well, because it's going to take all of us to pull this off. But what we know is that we have a chance, and before we didn't have one. So where the media says that it made it seem like it's a loss, like our appeal didn't work, that's not necessarily true. Because of the appeal and the thoroughness of the recommendations, now we do have a chance for them to reevaluate that in June.
Yeah, and the refs do have to do their job. It is the refs' responsibility to maintain that, you know, less hostile environment, because with this situation, the refs really could have stopped this before it even escalated to this. And so I don't know if they put blame on them, if they, you know, have who they are and they penalize them where they can't ref, but they should have been held responsible for their part in it, because they could have stopped all this. And baby, you're right. You know, they do have an X on their back, because they are black kids, inner city kids, and they expect us to pop off, and then when we don't, it's something about that. They'll keep pushing them and pushing them. So
Patricia being, I agree, prayer does change things, and I'm not sure if we have a team chaplain, so I don't want to speak on that, but I would invite you to come by the school next week. My name's Tanisha Baker. I'm in the Project Grad office, and I would be glad to speak with you, but I'm just not sure that I can answer your question, because I don't know if they do or they don't. Miss Dandridge, I appreciate you. Thank you for your shout out. Yeah, my mom from Beardsley. And you remember the good old days, right? And you know, we didn't always have these issues. We've always had rivals, because that's what sports is. It's a rivalry often among teams, but we didn't have these issues before. But I'm confident we can do it. I just hope that really the other schools, that parents and the fans from other schools are respectful and say, hey, you know what, Austin East is in a tight spot right now. We're not going to antagonize them, or we're not going to provoke them. I hope other coaches put that in front of their players as well. You know what I mean? Let's not do that. Maybe this is something that's going to start a conversation, not just in the Austin East community, but other communities, about how we can play a game yet treat each other with respect. So thank you. Thank you, Miss Ben. I'll be there. Yeah. So, for those of you who may just be tuning in, I want to make sure that you're clear on everything, that it's not as bad as it seems. We got a chance. We got a good chance. But it's going to depend on us doing what we said we're going to do. So, the final decision, Tamir, is that in June they will reevaluate the recommendations that we put forth to say we're going to change the culture, the athletic culture, and show more sportsmanship. If we do that, then in June, basically they want to say, let's see evidence first. Before we totally overturn this, let's see evidence that you're going to do what you said you're going to do. And if so, in June, the ban could be lifted. So that is the decision, and it's not final, because we still have time to act on our recommendations. And Pam has a son that plays on the team, and she said one of the things she received was the test.
Yeah, they have to do they have to do 2 community services by June with Brainerd.
Right.
So I guess as I don't know how they'll do it with them in Chattanooga, maybe 1 in Chattanooga and
one here, right?
Which will be even, but they have to do 2 community services with Brainerd.
So basically, that would take the teams, players from both teams, and involve them in something positive and giving back to the community at the same time. And that may possibly mend some relationships and some rivalries, because you got to remember that individually, they probably don't know them from Adam's house cat. You know what I mean? They don't have like a personal vendetta. It's just this ongoing rivalry, and we just need to figure out what to do about that.
Yeah, but I think playing any Chattanooga team is probably done at this point.
Nikki, I believe you're correct. Just because they're inner city doesn't mean they're troubled. I'm in the inner city now. Well, y'all might think I'm troubled, but really I'm cool. And sometimes they are stereotyped, and we are concerned that there may be someone out there with a motive to antagonize or provoke them into acting out in a way that you got to remember that it's not abnormal for people to be upset or for people to act out when they're pushed and provoked. You know what I mean? If you're spit on, if you're called the N-word and somebody hits you, it's not abnormal to want to react, but we still have to figure out what we can do to maybe prevent that from happening, because the ultimate consequence, if this doesn't work, in June, when we go back and we haven't done what we said we're going to do, then the ban would possibly continue. Now, if you miss it, Monday at 6 o'clock at Austin East, Principal Langlois is going to share what our recommendations were to the TSSAA. And then so everybody's going to be involved and everything's transparent and we know what we're going to do. And then after he shares it in the meeting, I'll post it for those that aren't able to make the meeting.
Yeah, and also...
the forever ban.
I'm talking about that was questions way up.
Okay, well let me stick. Somebody asked, was it a forever ban? So I'm gonna say this: the current ban is through 2019, so that's this season and next season. But in June, we have an opportunity to turn that over. All right, so that's one thing. If we do not, and that ban lasts through 2019, and we do something else, then it could be extended, and not only will it affect basketball, but it will affect all athletic programs. Pam, it was some questions I missed. You said earlier on.
There before. No, right there.
Okay.
What's his name right there?
Mr. Jaggers?
Yeah.
Yeah, running for school board.
Oh, yes, that's right. He's talking about the refs. Will they be properly trained? They needed to put that in. I don't know exactly. I have to ask that Monday what exactly happened with the refs that were involved, because that seemed to be a big issue on both sides, from what Chattanooga people were, posting on their news sites, and from what we have said that was there. The refs seemed to be a big issue, so I would have to ask that Monday at the meeting, and then we'll possibly
we tried to reach out to I think TSSAA blocked us.
Yeah, TSSAA blocked their emails.
Yeah, so I had several ways to reach them. They have a Facebook page, a Twitter account. Plus, I went on their website, and they have an option to leave feedback. But for some reason, I was not able to use any of those options to share some of our concerns. Now,
Tamara, they haven't said that. They haven't got that far yet about the transportation and all that. Why you want to take them?
Take them where?
He said, who will provide transportation? I was like, they haven't got that.
To where? To the games?
I guess to the community service.
Oh, yeah, they'll work that out. I mean, just like we do a regular field trip. Back to the refs and such. That's one of the things that I would like to find out from the TSSAA is how we make sure that they're fair.
How can the community help or donate financially, or that would benefit A.E. to move toward this goal?
Yeah, I don't think that actually the plans in place won't require a financial contribution. I think what it's going to require is for the adults to have their eyes and ears open, to watch the kids, make sure that because it's not only on the court. We're talking about in the stands, on the property, or whatever. If the result of a basketball game, that we're not in any way encouraging a kid to fight or any of that. In fact, that we're watching them and trying to keep everything calm. And so I'm pretty sure part of the plan is that we have people strategically placed in case something looks like it's getting ready to go left. we can kind of redirect those behaviors so that something doesn't happen. We have to learn about better alternatives. Words only have the power we give them. Now, that's true, but in this particular incident, for those that don't know about the original brawl, as they called it, the fight started at the Austin East bench. So our players were in place at their bench when players came from the Chattanooga bench, and Pam was there. And yes, words only have power, but I personally, I cannot stand spit. And I have known in football games for teams to spit on our players. I have known for them to throw things. Pam had to step away for a second, but that's words, yes. But there are other things that happen that antagonize our players, and it's very difficult to deal with. But we're going to do the best we can. Collective volunteering event involving athletes from different teams. Yeah, so that's one of the things that Coach Stanton has already emailed and texted to the players, that they are going to have to do 2 community service projects with Chattanooga Brainerd by June. Yeah, actually, Mr. Jaggers, I got the idea from you to, contact the TSSAA directly, and I didn't get a response as well. In fact, today when we tried to do it, it gave an error, and we couldn't talk to them at all. So, the vote, so Dwayne, their mind was made up after the fight. A.E. was on secret probation already. That's possible. I mean, from what I understand, there were 11 votes, and there was a vote of 11-0 to keep it as it is, but also to give us a chance to show evidence that we're going to do something about it. Pam, get back on camera.
Oh, yeah, I was make sure.
Okay.
My phone back.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And Patricia, this is what she said. She's been spit on. She's been called the N-word. She understands the pain, but with God, all things are possible. Now, you got to remember, they took that out of schools. They ain't take it out my office. But in general, and actually, we have a pastor that works with me in my office, and we are constantly praying for our kids and families, because we know that just because they took it out of schools, they didn't take it out of my mouth or heart. So I agree with you, Patricia, and I appreciate that. Anybody else have any questions before we move on from this topic tonight?
He said spit is an assault if that happened on the video. Well, the videos that they got were kind of blurry. You couldn't really see a whole bunch. That's why they couldn't pinpoint.
And I'm not talking about they spit on them that night. They flat out hit them that night. I'm talking about during football season. There are some very, what I would consider atrocious things that happen on the football field that you may or may not see. But if you ask the coaches or the players, they will verify that. And so one of our biggest concerns is that we would be provoked. And that would cause a consequence that would affect all the athletic programs, because they may put a bench warmer in there or somebody that's been used to, kind of make us flip out or whatever. But we hope that doesn't happen. Now, luckily for this year, the sports we have left now, we got baseball season?
Yeah, baseball and
track. So,
and I'm wondering, Austin East runs against Brainerd in track. I wonder, will they be able to, how they going to do that?
Well, I think that both schools at this point are taking it very seriously. You know what I mean? Because who would want to be the kid that caused Austin East or Brainerd to lose all their athletic programs? Right. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. So it's not what you're called, it's what you're answered to. And that's correct. And so I'm glad you said that. Because as a community, I think we need to do a better job of empowering our kids, lifting them up and celebrating them. So if we give them good messages, calling them beautiful and smart and worthy, then when other people call them something else, they don't take it as harshly, right? But we can't wait until the society or the outside or the peripheral comes in and calls our kids names and then tell them, oh, no, you're not that, right? So we've got to start lifting them up. And when you see our students, asking them, hi, how are you doing? How was your day? What did you do that was great today? What steps have you made towards your future today? And I think if they hear that over and over and over and over, that'll make an impact. That's something the community can do.
Yeah. Brainerd was punished as well,
and it's the same punishment.
It's the same punishment.
Theirs was denied. They had another chance to appeal the ban. Theirs was denied as well. And in fact, on the where I shared the original story, I put some additional links under that so that you can see the articles from Chattanooga, from Knoxville, and of course, we grabbed the headline and I almost took my breath away. But then, upon further investigation and reading, then we found out that it really wasn't as bad as the headlines made it seem. Yeah, society can be cruel, and we know right now, in the state of the world that we're living in, it's a lot to deal with. One of the things I'm going to bring this up is that we don't teach our kids how to be angry, because there are going to be things that make you angry. There are things that happen daily. You know, just watching the news or watching it in action, there are going to be things that make us angry. But how do we respond to that so that we don't cut off our own, nose to spite our face? How do we not block our benefit because we don't know how to be angry? You're going to be angry. It's natural. I was very angry. I'm angry at a lot. I'm angry when I look at our school compared to others and what other students may have and compared to ours. When I look at priorities and where money is being spent and distributed, and we don't have that. So those things make me angry. I get angry when I feel like people are looking down on my kids. I get angry when I feel like they aren't given equal access and opportunities. But if I pop off, then people can't hear me, and I lose the position and the opportunity to do something about it. So most of the time, I'd say 9 out of 10 of the times, I got to keep my cool so that I can continue to sit at a table and advocate for our kids.
Okay, Tamir, he said that he's a ref.
On the ref's behalf. Go ahead, Pam.
Yeah, on the ref's behalf, they'll have to go through proper training, and they'll have a meeting Sunday, and he's going to let us know what they talk about.
We appreciate that.
And thank you, Jay. James, you remember when we used to go on tour with you?
Y'all still owe me $30 when I did that lip sync contest with y'all.
Yeah, we did Climax, and y'all was New Edition. Remember we used to go on tour, Jay, all the time. We should be we should be on the BET Awards by now. lip syncer. Yeah, we do. We have to send messages to them daily somehow.
I'm gonna post some. I used to have some quotes, and actually last year I had a class, and I personalized a quote for each student and gave it to them. And when they saw me, we would exchange that quote. So I'm thinking about doing that. But look, it takes more than 1 or 2 people. I can't do that for 600 kids. So I need the community to become, to get involved in that and post positive things. I created a frame today that I didn't know how to do it, but I tested it out so that we can show our support for them.
Yes, everybody can change your frame to the Austinese one that we both have on our profile pictures.
Right.
Where it says beep beep on there has the road runner. So yeah, put that on there.
Somebody is saying parents these days don't show the kids how to get through adversity. Parents should not give their kids what they want because they will have a side issue when somebody hits them with problems. So that's possible. I'll give you some of that, Jason, that parents maybe don't show their kids how to get through adversity. But let me say this. I would say that I try my best to do that, but it's hard when you're in the middle of adversity to show somebody how to get out of it. So that's why I think, we have to be accountable. That whole brother's keeper is important, because when you're in the middle of adversity, it's hard to think about how you're teaching somebody else how to get out of it. But again, we did talk about that we need some coping mechanisms. We need some strategies. We need to know how to de-escalate. We need to know how to walk away, right? We got to see the bigger picture. And going back to Pam, I've been talking about the game is chess, not checkers. We got to teach our kid the end game. And every move they make needs to be thinking about their future and what's going to happen from that move. What is the consequence or the benefit from that move?
Right.
Keisha, thank you for helping me with the quotes. So anybody else that wants to help with the quotes, basically, I actually typed mine up so that I could put them on cards, but you can write them on cards. And when I say cards, I mean like cardstock or paper or whatever. just keep you a good arsenal of positive things to say to our kids. So, yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, because they get so much, negativity anyways, Anytime you out, like when me and my son have just been out, after this happened, he about have on his Austinese, hoodie or something, and they be like, "Oh, you got Austinese, you play basketball?" He be like, "Yeah." So what really happened? He was like, "We're just gonna let you." He don't even get into it. Cause
they're kind of tired of talking about it.
Defending themselves, But he was like, "We're gonna be good, whatever."
Right.
But yeah.
Now they're on the media stories. I don't know if you all, like I said, we grab the headlines. We got to be more diligent about looking at the headline, looking at the article. But if you want to know what people think about Austinese and some of the problems we face in the community, you need to go to the comment section. And there are a lot of people in Knoxville who are thumb thugs and keyboard killers that are revealing their true colors in those comments.
Yeah, go to WATE on their article about it. And there's someone on there who distinctly said that he grew up 4 blocks from Austinese, but he didn't go. And he said that Austinese has always been aggressive and had unsportsmanlike conduct. But, I told him to join us. He hasn't joined us yet, but I invited him.
We're waiting on him.
We wait on him to join us. I said, don't talk about, us on WATE. Come to our platform and say those same things, okay?
Right.
So we're waiting on him. If he doesn't come back, then y'all go over there and address him. You want me to? I will tag all of y'all on what he said.
Right.
I'm gonna give him a little while to get over here.
Okay.
So we'll see.
All right. So, Mr. Jaggers, we shouldn't wait until something like this to support the students. Right. I believe that. So this is a springboard, and for those of you that like This Is Us, like I do, I think there's a quote in there: "When life gives you lemons, then if you're fortunate, you can make something resembling lemonade." And so the takeaway I get from this one is that our community can come together, and that we have a platform to speak up for our kids. And so when we talked about, I think on the last broadcast Tuesday, a suggestion was that we go to school board meetings. Look, it's a strategic planning meeting coming up. Now, this is an opportunity for your voice to be heard. And that meeting is going to be at Vine. I have to look at the date. I posted it. And I don't have it in front of me right now, but it's coming up. And if anybody has that date, Mr. Jaggers, if you have the date for the strategic planning meeting for District 1, if you could share that. But this is an opportunity for us to show up and have our voices heard in that meeting as they start talking about, as the Knoxville School District, what their priorities are going to be for the next year. But you're right. We can't just show up when it's a problem. We need to show up, period. And that's why people have the impression we don't care about our kids,
Yeah, Denzel, that's exactly who it was. Did you see what he said about Austinese? I was astonished because with his last name, they all Austinese. All Austinese.
I had to be prepared to cool her, but y'all were here Tuesday. I had to be prepared to cool her off in case something happened.
Yeah, so we say you need sugar, though. That must be something. It's crazy.
If y'all are reading the comments, y'all catching on to what we laughing at. Oh yeah, no, Mr. Jaggers, I understand that you're talking about the community. Now that's what I'm saying. The community in general needs to show up for all things related to Austinese and be supportive. Speaking of that, I'm gonna have to throw a shameless plug in. Robotics Club, show up. That is a very big event, and we have about 10 fans, and the other schools have like hundreds. That is a big deal. We are the only urban robotics team. We are the only high school with a scuba diving team. We also have a coding team called the Code Runners that are brilliant. So y'all need to show up for that stuff too.
Yeah, so much going on. Tell them about the scuba.
The scuba diving. They tried to kill me. Oh, I did. I tried it.
Scuba diving.
I went scuba diving with the kids because I wanted to, just experience it a little bit. And in fact, we're going again on February 24th. So I'll probably have some pictures and videos up again. But the kids are doing really well. And just learning about all the equipment and everything, it's pretty cool. And ultimately, I want to take them on a scuba diving expedition. So we're looking at Key West and some other places. And I'll let you know about that because I'm going to need some help pulling that off. Okay, great. So the community meeting is Tuesday from 6 to 8 at Vine Middle School. Don't just get on here and make comments if at all possible. I don't care if it's 7:55. If you can come to Vine Middle School on Tuesday and participate in the strategic planning meeting, this is an opportunity to have our voices heard for our kids.
Right.
Right.
And so how often do they have those?
Each time that they're getting ready to redo the priorities for the school district. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not sure if it's every year or every other year. And they've already had some, and it had poor turnout, but we can show them that we're going to turn out for our kids.
Yeah, everybody needs to come to that. 6 p.m., 6
to 8. 6 to 8. Vine Middle School on Tuesday. Jay, I saw your video. I know you over there balling. I hope you do have. We need some scuba, fins, and I want mine to be pink, and a tank. And so I appreciate you offering, Jay. You know, sometimes just like when we take the teams, if y'all could bring little snack bags, cheer them on, anything, just congratulate them. Just be supportive all around the board of our kids. Let me tell you something else while I got y'all's attention.
Oh, we play Bearden Tuesday at that time, so we can't do both.
Well, we might have to split and see. I'll be at Vine. You got to go to the game because it's senior night for your son, right?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay,
to the game. Because we kind of want the support at the game, you know what I mean?
Jay said he go get my $30 for my lip sync contest that I did. I appreciate that.
Send mine too.
It's interesting. Yeah, Pam was there too.
Marcia, Lisa, who else was it? Me, you, Marcia, Lisa, and Stacy.
Yeah.
It was us. So
it's Throwback Thursday, so I guess you
Thursday.
want to go ahead and bring up a blast from the past.
Blast from the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, because they was like they wanted to support to be at the game Tuesday, but now you got this meeting Tuesday, so it's kind of. Did they do that on purpose? That seemed kind of
fishy, ain't it?
That seemed kind of fishy.
But I will say that meeting was rescheduled because it got put off twice due to the weather. Both times that we were originally supposed to have that.
Well, I guess I can't blame it.
Yeah. So, you know, some of us will be at Vine and some of us. But you know what? Now, it's not just about Austin East. It's about our feeder school community. It doesn't matter if you have a kid at Austin East or not. You can still show up and support them through these meetings. And anytime, you know what I mean, that they're having a conversation about something that's going to affect our kids, we need to be there.
Yeah, we do everything, you know. We need to start getting more people in the PTSO, you know, things like that. They have a lot of different things that go on at the school. I don't know if you don't have kids, or you probably don't know, but there are a lot of. You can still join, like the Booster Club, the PTSO.
Mm-hmm.
Things
and
like
Gail,
that.
you're right. They do know the sports schedule, so I'm really trying not to. I'm practicing right because we got these recommendations that we're gonna be calm and cool. Right. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying not to think that it's been done intentionally, but you're right. They know the sports schedule. Is this our last game, Pam?
This will be our last game.
It's our last game of the season, and they scheduled that meeting on that day.
Yeah. Something ain't right about that. Oh, and Carlos, I want to thank you for coming out to Austin East yesterday. You have been a big supporter of all sports, you know, and everything. You're a blessing to these kids, you and Bebe Goodwin. Mm-hmm. So getting their names out there and getting them recruited and offers.
Yeah.
So we do.
Speaking of offers, if you didn't see, here's something good. We had I shared a video yesterday of signing day. How many we have? 8,
7,
8. It looked quite, impressive compared to the other schools that I saw. So we had 7 kids that are going off to college and were able to sign with a post-secondary institution to continue their education, and we wish them great things for their future.
Yep, that's true. We got Kylan, who is my child, and Jason. They're going to University of Pikeville in Kentucky. We got Chris Hunter.
He's going to
West Point Army. We got Escobar and Kevin Andrews are going to the Cumberlands. What's his name? Anthony Webb is going to is it Arkansas Baptist College? Mm-hmm. And then we have what's his name? Tiffany's son.
You got to go watch the video. Don't be looking at me. Don't put me on the spot because you forgot.
Hey, his name ain't Cedric.
Well, you can look.
Well, he's going to Union College. Tiffany's son. What is his name? I just slipped my tongue.
Demetrius Jagger said that the meeting is for all 15 schools in District 1. We have the most schools of any district. And so, in my opinion, that means we should have the most people there.
Calvin is going to Union College. Thank you. Yeah, I kept calling him Cedric. I don't know why. Calvin and my son have been playing football together since they was little. So, yeah, Calvin, he's going to Union College. So that's 7 kids going to further their education and their football career, which is good.
So I just want to let you know, getting back to the media, it's not all that. What is that crunching noise?
Oh, this made my set now.
You know,
can
I'm
you
sensitive.
Hear it?
Yeah, you know how
I have to have something in my hand.
So
Thank you,
we don't want the media to sway you from what you see. We know what sells, you know, and we know the headlines, but there are a lot of good things going on in Austin East. A lot of things the kids that are involved in, some positive things. We have some great kids. I mean, I suggest you come over and meet some of them. But again, lift them up, encourage them, encourage the parents and the adults. We need encouragement to them. We're not saying that it's easy, right? Anybody that knows, I mean, it's high school. So just a normal adolescent can, you know, y'all already know.
Yeah. And we want to, I want to kind of clear up the Alcoa Austin situation.
Oh, okay.
The parents and the kids, they wanted to play. That ruling came from the superintendent. He didn't want them to play for their safety. They still want to play the game, but that superintendent, they had one superintendent, one school. What he says goes. So basically they didn't get to play it. So they had 2 games. They need to play with them. So hey, Bill, 88 beep beep.
I'm glad you could join us.
Yeah, 24 strong.
Yeah, so we're not going to stay on too terribly long, but we had a couple of other things.
Chirping?
I think that's some crazy dogs in the back. Don't pay them no attention.
Oh, it sounds like some birds chirping.
Girl, they scratching on the door. It was a couple of things we were going to talk. Oh, y'all, if y'all got any questions, just send them through and we'll come back to you. Did anybody read that article about Quincy Jones' new tell-all book? What's it called? Pull it up, Pam.
I'm coming out the secret garden.
That ain't what the name of it is.
What's it called then? I thought that was the name of it. Did I make that up?
Anyway, y'all need to go look if anybody has seen that. When we say he's telling it all, it's some tea for real. I don't even know if I want to believe all of it. And Pam,
let me pull.
It's
pull
on.
I done read it 7 times. I can pretty much tell you what's in there.
Thank you, Aunt Shirley. I'm proud of her son as well. He's a great kid, y'all. So, Chris, you read Quincy Jones's memoirs?
What did you think about it, Chris? Do you believe
that? It does sound like a bird.
I think they got a bird at that door, and that bird saying, "Help me." The dogs done killed a bird, and they at the door with the bird.
They kill everything else.
Yeah, but what did you think about it, Chris?
Wow.
Trump's daughter. Yes.
Oh.
No, what Trump's daughter shocked me, but what shocked me more was Marvin Gaye. I wasn't too shocked about Richard Pryor because, you know, he kind of said those things in his
that's why I stay
comedy skit.
I stay armored up with everything I need to ward off these evil spirits.
I wonder, do he know who killed Tupac and Biggie? He said he knew who killed Kennedy. He said that, and now who killed Kennedy? He said, yeah, it's true.
The school board meeting. Okay, let's jump ship again. When is the school board meeting, Demetrius? We going back and forth. I hope y'all can keep up with the conversation. Quincy Jones did not go to Austin East, and he did not have a fight at the game. Quincy Jones wrote a memoir, a tell-all that Pam done called The Secret Garden, but I don't think that's the name of it. Pam, find out what the name of the book is. But meanwhile, we're also asking that parents and the community come out on Tuesday to Vine Middle School. If you're not at the game, we're trying to figure out. We're hoping that wasn't done intentionally. The work meeting is on Monday, so that'll be next Monday for the school board meeting. Because, you know, that's what Gibbs' parents did. Anytime Knox County was meeting about anything in Carter, they went with their little shirts on. And it didn't matter what the agenda was. They took over the agenda. They made sure their presence was known. So the work meeting on Monday and a full meeting on Wednesday for the school board. So we might have to go in shifts. But anyway, that's an opportunity for
full meeting on Wednesday. I'm on Wednesday. We can go
Wednesday, and I can go. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So, Chris, what part was true? You think all of it was true?
Now we back on the book.
Yeah, we back.
If y'all know what we're talking about, Google Quincy Jones memoirs, tell-all book. You'll find out some things about Marvin Gaye and Marlon Brando and Richard Pryor and Michael Jackson, Tupac, Biggie, Ivanka Trump.
See, Jay, you see what I'm talking about? He said, Hollywood appears what took me so long because I'm straight. Right. Because they would try to get you, and if you will feed into it, you can advance on up the celebrity status.
That's why we still
Quincy Jones being...
That's why we still sitting in my dining room.
Quincy Jones being... I don't know how he can talk about them, but he's been luring guys. Him, Diddy, all of them.
Oh, it's the temperature in here.
Okay, another important issue. We're going back to the important issues.
Thank you for keeping us on track.
We'll come back to the ratchet.
Now, you know, we like to...
They are proposing change to Sammy Hill in the elementary school. Okay.
Oh, that's right, in Lonsdale.
That's going on in Lonsdale. You know, we got to stop separating the east side from the west side, because in the end, the other people are working together. So we have to somehow work together as well, you know, because we don't want other schools to end up like Rule. They should have never closed Rule in the first place. So I don't know how it went about, you know, to get closed. I don't know if people just didn't think it was really going to happen. They didn't fight for it or whatever. But we don't want that to happen. We want every community to come together for every school in those communities, because it's affecting all of us.
And when you know better, you do better. So we count on you. I personally have faith in my community. Still here, I have faith that we can come together, and that this is just going to be a springboard or a launching pad for us to do right by our kids, because they don't get a do-over. You know, we got to do right by them right now. So I really... I can't keep up. I really do want to go back to Quincy Jones. So it's
coming up? Head Priest Jones. That's what
Jay, you probably know more than
because you've been in the Hollywood scene. So do you think what he said is true about Marvin Gaye and Richard Pryor? You know, I don't know. So let's get it on. And sexual healing was inspired by Marlon Brando. I'm just asking. I need these are questions.
Quenica, you're right. We're gonna leave Quincy Jones alone for a minute. We're gonna leave the Secret Garden alone for a minute and get back to important things. Lonsdale, Western Heights, and Mechanicsville need a middle school.
They really do.
Everybody needs a school in their community to unite that community together and to support each other. And you're right. I didn't think about that. Where do those kids go now, Quenica, to middle school? Bearden
and Northwest.
That's not in their community. Tamir said wanted to go to Rue but went to A-E West.
Tamir, let me tell you about Tamir. Now, I can't talk too bad about him because he's one of the most faithfulest, I made that word, faithfulest A-E fans ever that didn't go to A-E. He went to West. Although he lived in eye distance from Austin East, his mama didn't want him to go. She thought somebody was going to do something to her poor little baby. But he's always supported Austin East, so I have to give him that. We used to be the only people at the track meets practically, besides the people that was running. And
Sam go to everything. Even I take a risk. Cricket. Did y'all know we had a cricket team? And the 2 people golf team, horseshoes, chess tournaments. Did y'all know that Austin East was the state champions for the ethics bowl and the forensics competition? I'm just had to throw that in there. We got some bad kids over there. By bad, I mean brilliant, some shining stars. And we got to pull them out the darkness so that people can see their light. But Quenica said Bearden and Northwest as well. So you're right. That they don't have anything right there for them.
They should have kept Beardsley open. They should never close Rue. Should never close Beardsley.
Did she still be working?
Miss Fitzgerald was still there. Listen, I went to my first party, 8th grade party at Beardsley. Yep, me and Tanisha.
I wasn't supposed to go. Wasn't I supposed to be at your house?
Your mama was there. That's the only reason we got to go to the Beardsley party.
Oh, okay.
Miss Fitzgerald. We
can
only go places.
That's the good old days.
Yep, the good old days. So, Tamar's the truth. It's so hard to be a
Quenica, are you still on? Because I want to know your thoughts about your folks over there in Florida having a Cardi B teen chant.
They must be stopped.
Did you teach them those moves?
They must be stopped. They're at it again. He said, you know your mama wouldn't be working, Jesus.
You better lay off Mama Lou now. She was working, kind of. She had them over there dissecting frogs. So I'm going to go back real quick and throw in what Demetrius has shared. In District 1, we have 15 schools, but students are spread out into at least 15 additional schools. That's a total of 30 schools. Our kids are spread out all over the county. That was their Black History Month tribute, Cardi B. Well, they could have sung We Shall Overcome. They got some moves to that.
Jay said, love you too. He said the party was at Pam's house. And she said, yes, had house parties, and New Edition was the last one to leave. It was 5, 6 o'clock. Y'all got to go home. I don't know where y'all going, but I'm going to need Sean, Shushan, rest in peace, James, Tony, and Scott Green to go home because it ain't that type of party.
For Earl came down them steps with them stacks on all that.
And his underwear. Y'all didn't want him to come down there in his tighty whities.
We
Make everybody leave.
Okay.
She said that was Black History Month tribute. Who coordinated that?
How did they teach other people?
How long did they probably put it up and said learn it? How long did it take them to learn that? Because that was all even the black people in it was off beat. So I'm gonna need them to hurry up and turn in their black cards at admissions because they shouldn't even let that go. They should have said, no, we're not doing this. You're not embarrassing my culture. No. They did it anyways.
Clap, clap, clap.
Yeah, when they said 1, 2, 3, I said, who counts? And they was doing this. I don't know what they was.
And make it so bad they couldn't even get the facial expressions right because they were so busy trying to count their little claps. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I mean, but anyway. Yep, 1 and 3 and 1.
So I said, hey, y'all leave Earl alone. Let me tell you about Earl. He is so...
Tell me about what he said. No, don't do it. Never mind.
What? Let me tell you about my dad. He called me the other day. He said, Pooh, because he called me Pooh. He said, guess what? I said, what? He said, we got some bodies down here because, you know, Patton been getting all the bodies. So Unity ain't had a whole bunch. He was so excited that they had...
You gonna call them out?
Huh? Well, they got some bodies, y'all. I think he said they got like 6 or 7. So he was real excited about that for some reason. That's his job.
Earl still doing the makeup?
No, he don't do the makeup.
Oh.
He do the hair. He coming back and he push it up like that. You remember that?
Yeah.
No.
We're gonna leave Earl in.
No, he just answered the phone. He ain't letting Earl do nothing past that front office right there. Don't even get. He'll dress him, but that's it. 1 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they. Who counts at doing routines? But them. She said, "Watch it." Brenda, that's your buddy.
Brenda, you was there when he was singing "Love and Happiness" in the middle of the church service.
They asked him what was his favorite. What they asked him? What was his
favorite song about love? But we didn't know he was gonna start singing it. All he had to do was tell us what the title was.
Oh, he actually sung.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Y'all, if y'all know Earl, he's a character out there in these
Hey,
streets.
Pam, let's talk about because I don't want y'all to get it twisted. Pam is a church going, OBCing, and this Sunday is your anniversary.
Yeah, 15-year anniversary at OBC starts at 12:30.
And you gonna
if you want to come, you better come early because Dorothy Norwood will be there, and the voice winner Chris Blue. So if you're gonna come, you better come early because it will get packed fast. So just letting you know.
So what time does it start?
12:30.
And what time do you think people need to be there?
Probably 11:45, 12 maybe.
On
12.
Sunday.
This Sunday.
I can't be there that long, Pam, because you know y'all ain't gonna get out to Monday.
And then Tanisha, I hope I don't catch the Holy Ghost again.
I'm gonna tell you something. You go up there and fall out if you want to, and let them put that prayer cloth over your head and suffocate down there while you waiting to trying to figure out how to get. I'm gonna come get you, Pam. If you fall out, I'm gonna come get you.
Yeah,
so you won't have to figure it out.
I'm about to come.
But you know what? I just thought about. I'm in class Sunday, so I won't be out in time.
Oh, that's right.
But you go. Can you video live, Pam? Y'all, let's say Pam to go live for us so we can all check out the anniversary, 15-year anniversary of OBC.
Live. I'll charge my phone up.
Oh, we forgot, Pam. They done brought up. They bringing back the past Tuesday about you being the first lady. You gonna practice?
I've been chatting with my little preacher friend, And he been asking me questions, and I was like, "Is this
a test? What kind of questions?
The test?" He asked me about
the Bible.
He asked me about some Bible stuff I got to put up on my phone. As soon as he said I put it in, I said, "Yes, that's scripture. I love it."
Y'all.
And listen,
and if y'all missed us Tuesday, we had some people. They're gonna make her. What was the brochure? The Holy Ghost.
The Holy Ghost.
The brochure. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Pam.
I know. Oh,
can you imagine Pam as the first lady? I don't know.
I gotta go pick up my child.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap this one up.
No, you ain't gotta wrap it up. He just right here in Press Hall.
And we do gotta wrap it up. You know what we say on the show? That's it for this bit. Tune in to Talking with T new shows every Monday. www.talkingwitht.com.
I went through talking. We didn't get to talk.
Well, you got 2 minutes. What else you want to talk about?
We just wrapping up. We didn't get to talk about what else did we say? Quincy Jones and Dennis Edwards. Y'all know Dennis Edwards.
Okay, Pam. Go ahead and tell about to.
He said, "Don't."
First ladies don't fall out. You gracefully faint.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm gonna practice with her.
That's what I'm doing. Wait, but I don't want my raptor messed up. Wait a minute. Let's have him fall out, y'all.
That's why I don't fall out, because my hair fall off, and I'll be fired up. I'm gonna tell y'all something. When y'all hug me, be conscious of the fact that.
Wait, Jay. I got to say about Dennis Edwards. You know, Dennis Edwards, that used to be in Temptations, one lead singer Temptations. You know, he died the other day.
Brenda, I ain't gonna let nobody.
And do y'all know that they had a case against his wife? She was over there doing him like Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Stop blowing them bubbles. She was over there beating him up. They said she was abusing him.
Dennis Edwards' wife.
And
they got a case against her.
Yes, she done took his hearing aids from him. The home health nurse came over there and she had his face in the pillow. She was over there beating that man up. I don't know if she was harboring ill feelings from when he was out and, with the Temptations, but I don't know.
She need therapy. Oh, she going to jail?
She thought that the case would be closed because he died, but they said no, they still going to leave the case open. So I don't know. Oh, Carlos said, what did he say? This is awesome. Oh, do we miss it?
Yes, we appreciate the comments. Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you, Carlos. We learned from the best. You and Baby been out here. Me and Tanisha trying to get out here and give a weekly update on things that's going on, because a lot of people don't know
right
what's going
on. And then
we
decided if you're gonna tell a story, you gotta tell it right and tell it all, and we can't rely on other people to tell our stories. I think we need to be in charge of that. So what we try to do is gather as much information as we can, talk to whoever we can talk to, and make sure that we share those stories.
He said she was getting him back before he goes. I know you're going to die.
Y'all know P.I. Pam, I don't know. She's constantly on investigation. Let me tell you something. If y'all hear a siren, if y'all see a police car, call me, call Pam. She got the police scanner. She got inside track. That's how we find out a lot of information.
My son Tyreek be on it too. But let me show you what somebody put 8 years ago. I screenshot this.
From 8 years ago?
Wait, let me see.
Yeah, we did, Quanika. We talked about
8 years ago,
the
Keith Davis,
Tuesday.
Rest in peace, I got to my page. He said, "Thanks again, Miss Pam P.I." Because he said I was investigating something for him. And he was like, I said, so he said, you have a
He predicted it.
He predicted it. Because
so before we go, the reminders.
Reminders, Monday, 6 o'clock, Austin East Auditorium. Mr. Langlois
is going to let out recommendations. And if you tuned in late, go back. It's not as bad as it seems. We have a chance to recover in June. We get a chance to show evidence that we're following through with the recommendations and the ban could be lifted. Everybody needs to be a part of that. On Tuesday, it's a meeting at Vine, 6 to 8. District 1, 15 schools, the most schools in the district. We need everybody to show out. If you hadn't got a chance and you want some real tea, pick up Quincy Jones' book, his memoirs. Now, I'm still torn whether to believe it.
And also Tuesday, Austin East plays Bearden at Austin
East.
That's
right. So
it's senior night, so
we might have to have a meeting, decide who's going where.
Who's going where. I'll be at Austin East senior night.
And I'll be at Vine.
And she'll be at Vine. So, I don't like them being on the same night because...
Yeah, I'm torn. I really want to be at Austin East, too.
Yeah, so... Maybe we'll tell everybody the meeting's going to be at Austin East in the gym. And then everybody show up. Be like, psych! No, then we can have the meeting before the games. That would be good. Have everybody.
And then everybody would be there anyway.
Everybody would be there anyway. But that's not good. Oh, she said it was rescheduled. Yeah, they said it's been rescheduled a couple times. So I thought it was supposed to be tonight.
But we said that, but somebody mentioned they still knew when our basketball games were, so they scheduled it on our very last game. But whatever, we'll have to do what we have to do.
Yeah, being that we have no postseason play, but that's just for this season. And I'm grateful that the senior boys that play basketball, they all have football scholarships, so they wasn't banking on getting a basketball scholarship. I guess so that's a blessing in disguise. They're still going off to play football, so which is good.
Demetrius, you think we should contact the district about the conflict in our meeting and the basketball game? Well, for now, we post things every day, so we'll keep you informed. But for now, we are asking people to show up at the meeting. Just show up. How about that? Show up, support our kids and whatever they're doing. We talked about, giving them encouraging words, encouraging them, lifting them up, giving them positive vibes, all of that. It's going to take
if you go to the meeting, it's from 6 to 8, still come to Austinese. The game doesn't start till 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Right.
Varsity boys anyway, so you'll still have a chance.
So we can do both.
So you can do both. And, I might come to the meeting, from 6 to, depends on when they do the senior stuff. They do it in the middle, halftime the boys game. I'll go to the meeting first and then come over. But Tanisha will keep us posted.
You're right, Demetri. It is a huge conflict. I'm torn in my spirit because I really want to be they're seniors. That's their senior. That's their last game. I really want to be there. But I can't take a chance in letting other people speak for what's best for our kids either. Right. So I don't know. Maybe the community can voice their concerns about that.
Right.
We can Kwanika said we can also give our input online. Do they check that online? Somebody managing that? We try to give our opinions to TSSAA, and they blocked us.
And they unblocked us. Said we're getting too many emails and too many. I bet you are.
Okay. Are we ready to wrap it up, Pam?
Yeah, I think so. It's 8:04. I gotta go get my last little seed. Go pick up my child. So, but this has been a good night.
It's been a good night. So
and
we're gonna be back next Thursday.
We'll be back next Thursday, 7 o'clock on the dot.
All right. Yeah,
tomorrow night, Friday night, listen to 99.7. I'll be on there from 7 to 9.
Take it with you.
And we need this because we be. But and then Monday, you can catch her and us talking with T.
Professor J, Tip and Tarika. You never know who's going to be on Mondays.
Never know who's going to be on Monday. So,
peace.
Catch us there. So, bye-bye, everybody. Hey,
they saying bye.
No, this coming up late.
I'm out.
Here's going to, these are coming up later.
All right, y'all. See y'all next time.
Okay.